somebody who has been able to find a different path. I would compare this to being stuck unexpectedly on a highway because there's been some sort of, I don't know, hopefully not an accident, but obstruction to the highway. And then you have to find a back road in order to get where you need to be on time. I think you are finding a different path where most people would be content to sit wherever they have the obstacle and just kind of wait for things to get easier. You have made a change or created an alternative. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box, along with information on how to become a member and how to get a candle that I make. Let's start with, we're going to go with the Golden Art Nouveau. And I also want to just let those of you that are in the stars and towers know that the members only live stream will be on Wednesday, probably late morning, but I will put a post up so you all know when. We have the Devil, the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so this is looking to me like we have someone who tried to ruin your prospects, tried to make it so that you didn't have a way forward. This could be a very controlling romantic partner. This could be a jealous friend. This could be someone at your work who wanted to compete with you. But we have efforts being made to make it so that either you find it difficult to keep a job or you find it difficult to get the kind of job that you're looking for or get the pay that you're looking for. With the Four of Wands, there's something about you being able to rise above whatever has made things difficult for you in your career or your financial security. Hierophant in the reverse. Tower. Knight of Cups in the reverse. So this effort to make things difficult for you, it's like it only impacts certain pursuits, and you figured out where you can make it work. I'm trying to think of a good example or analogy. I could stick with the highway one and say, you know, if you've dealt with not so great traffic and then you see a lane is opening up and you hop into that lane and you're able to get in front of the semi that's blocking everything or whatever. This is like you being able to, or even better, like the motorcycles who are able to just like not even need an entire lane, but they're able to zoom through. This blockage that was meant to make it impossible for you to be independent or have the kind of job that you were looking for, it's ineffective because you are determined. You figure out a way around it. Hello, Stephanie. I hope you're having a good day. Please call me Carmen. What else do we have? Nine of Swords in the reverse. The Lovers in the reverse. And the Empress in the reverse. So you didn't sit and just wait for things to get worse or, you know, basically say, woe is me. You're figuring out what you need to do instead. They were hoping you would feel clueless and like you don't have any control over the situation. But you're starting to see that things are getting easier. So the Ten of Pentacles is in the reverse because there's been a setback or a delay. But with the Eight of Cups also in the reverse, this is something that's coming back. Could also indicate that some of their negative, like their evil eye energy is going back on them. Oh, I'm sorry you feel that way, Aaliyah, but I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Let's switch to an oracle deck. We'll go with the Signs of the Times. Hello, Leah. What's up? I hope you're having a good day. Thank you. We've got water, surrender, number 39. And angel numbers. I haven't seen this card in a long time. So you've got angel numbers guiding you. You may have felt like you had to go off script or pursue a career that you didn't really anticipate would be in on your resume. But they expected you to just kind of give up, and instead you're finding a different way. Kind of like felt like they could ruin your determination or your motivation, but that seems to be relatively unscathed. You're just like, I guess I got to find a different way, so I'll find a different way. Hello, Shay. How are you doing? Hello, Talia. How are you doing? Thank you, Jeffro. I hope you're having a good day. Medical staff, healing, and peace, harmony. Whatever someone had sent your way, or whatever chaos and drama someone was trying to create in your life, there is a change happening, or that toxicity isn't going to be affecting you the way that it has in the past. Maybe they're moving, maybe you're moving. Maybe it's just a matter of figuring out how to talk to this person. This is the Graffiti Tarot. What else do we have? Two of Cups in the reverse. Eight of Swords and Strength in the reverse. Strength, by the way, is also number 8. We did get the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse and the 8 of Cups. So many of you, as far as those angel numbers, one of the numbers you may be seeing quite often is 8. And I do feel like this is helping you to see what you have ignored or not been able to see clearly before. With the 2 of Cups being in the reverse, this is a connection or a contract that is no longer going to be working out for you. So I'm not going to work for this company, or I'm not going to live in this place, or I'm not going to be dating this person. That's just how it is. Perhaps something happened. I hope you hear from her. I'm sorry you're dealing with that. Hello, Jamaica. How are you doing? Hello, Badina. I do personal questions after the general reading, which is usually at about 30 or 35 minutes in. And we're just under 9 minutes right now. But I do prioritize those that are attached to a super chat, or if you donate a membership. Queen of Swords in the reverse, Ace of Cups in the reverse, and the Knight of Pentacles. This person doesn't like to see you do well because they are a very negative individual who feels like they've been disappointed or betrayed. It's almost like, you know, misery loves company, right? I feel I'm not doing well, so therefore it irritates me if I see other people that are doing well. But when you realize that a troll is a troll and you don't feed the troll, or you block that person, or you don't give them any more details about what you're doing or what your plans are, things start to change. I feel like this Knight of Pentacles is saying you're starting to see some progress. You're starting to see that you are gaining some traction, right? I'm doing well, thank you. Hello, Manib. How are you doing? Hello, Richie. Temperance. the Tower, and the Knight of Wands. It's like you cracked the code, or you were able to pick the lock, or you found a side door and it was unlocked. You're just unstoppable. That's what I want to be like the key takeaway from this reading is somebody thought that they could get in your way. Somebody thought that they could convince you to give up or to maybe even not feel like you could continue if you had to pivot away from your original pursuits. And now they're having to face the disappointment or the failure because you have outsmarted them. you figured out what you needed to. So your energy is this King of Swords, somebody who is smart, somebody who observes, and probably speaks a little bit more measured than most. In other words, you think before you speak. Sometimes, if you're a little quieter, people might make assumptions about you being rude or snobby or not very bright. And I feel like someone made a judgment about you that was off base, and it was really just pertaining to how you communicate, not realizing that you're the type of person who appreciates that you don't have to tell everyone what's going on in that head of yours, you know? We've played this game a few times now, so I put you in a little baby timeout. I'm gonna let you know you can come back, and if you want to avoid asking like prejudiced, weird questions, you're totally welcome. But if you're going to post things and then retract them immediately because you know I'm not gonna like them, then I'm going to block you permanently, okay? 9 of Cups, 3 of Swords in the reverse, and the 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, I think you've been able to shake off some negative energy from someone else, or you've been able to move away from the negative influence of a coworker, boss, family member, or ex. And because there's different energy around you, because you have been focused on kind of like a reset or maybe even starting from scratch for some of you, there's a really positive and forward moving energy surrounding you. This 9 of Cups indicates wish fulfillment. It's like you're going to end up getting what you want. It just might look a little bit different from the other thing because someone felt like they needed to, you know, involve themselves in that situation. This is the Under the Oak. And it doesn't make me mad, Kyle, but it's not what I want in my live chat. Hello, Vic. Hello, Balin. How are you doing? I don't know, like, I know you want me to talk about politics, but it's just really not my thing. I'm not going to do that on here. Hello, Cozy Cat. Hello, Pierre. How are you doing? Hello, Joanna. We've got the Fool. And the 6 of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, there's this issue of I don't have to work on myself if everyone else is going through it too. So they wanted to see you not successful. They wanted to see you struggling. They wanted to see you maybe even come crawling back to them. Whether this is platonic or a romantic connection, they wanted this 6 of Swords in the reverse, which is things not going well for you, to feel better about themselves. I'm doing well. How are you doing? Balin, it would be better if it was a little bit sunny. I mean, I shouldn't complain because this time of year we do need to have rain, right? Hello, Emla. I hope you're having a good day. We're at about 15 minutes and I start personal questions at about 30 or 35 minutes in. So a little bit like, no, 20 minutes. But I do prioritize the questions that are attached to a super chat or if you're able to donate a membership. Hello, Raziel. How are you doing? Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's a whole novel, right? King of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. You have a very good offer coming through. I feel like things change for you first with regards to your finances, and it makes you feel like things are finally, like there's a foundation here, right? That there is something you've been able to build with maybe no one else's help. The tables have turned. Whoever felt like they had control over you or they could make things difficult for you is now seeing that you are not dependent on them or that they are unable to influence you, or simply put, that you are unbothered. The Lovers is in the reverse because you decide to make a different choice. They give you an impossible choice, feeling like, mwahaha, you're going to have to do something that you hate. And instead, you remove yourself from the situation and create a different choice for yourself. It's like, well, maybe you didn't realize that I could do something different, but that's what I'm going to do because you don't have control over the situation anymore. Hey, James, how are you doing? What else? Seven of Swords in the reverse and the Ace of Cups. It's such a beautiful depiction of the Ace of Cups. This is you choosing to do right by yourself, not letting other people make you feel guilty about the changes that you need to make in your life, no longer being a people pleaser. So, high five. Well done. I'm proud of you. Hello, Gabby. How are we doing today? Hello, Ambrose. Thank you for the tip, Gabby. I'm going to add that for you. Is entertaining other women. Aside from me. Okay. I've added that for you. Hello, Kenny. How are you doing? Awesome. You probably knew I was trying to think whether or not I needed to let you know that, but I do recognize your name, so thank you. Aw, that's so kind of you. Hello, Bigfoot. What's up? Nah, I kind of repel it, actually. I'm one of those obnoxious, bubbly people who default to happy, but, you know, good luck. In fact, maybe you would enjoy that I don't call them Bigfoot. Like, you know, when I'm driving around in Tennessee, there's plenty of places where you can find, like, Bigfoot stuff, home decor, things like that. I call them medium foot. Because, you know, if Bigfoot's gonna have any kind of like problem with me, I want to know, like, right out the gate that he knows I'm not intimidated by him. Oh, what's up, Stephanie? We want to try this again? I think we can do it, right? Good vibes. So we've got the Four of Swords and Judgment in the reverse. Kind of feels like we've got somebody who is a little bit flustered because they didn't expect you to recover. They didn't expect you to make these changes. They didn't expect you to be determined or committed to this. They felt like you would be stuck in a situation where you couldn't make a decision. For some of you, what I'm getting is this is a person who felt like they could have a conversation with you about changing your relationship from monogamous to polyamorous, knowing that you can't move out or you're not financially independent and that you would feel like you have to agree. But they're realizing now that you had actually saved up money or you had found a way to move out and you're not interested in being put in a situation where you have to make a choice between two things that are not good for you. Whatever it might be, that's not for everyone, right? This choice that they wanted you to feel flustered or like anxious about, you ended up figuring out a different way altogether to deal with it. And that's what's really got them upset, is they haven't really been able to back you into a corner as effectively as they thought. Maybe they delayed some things. Maybe it was a little bit difficult for you, but you've been able to overcome whatever it is that they sent your way or whatever they did to complicate life for you. So with strength and the upright, it's like you've been able to overcome the problems they felt would keep you stuck for a long time. That's fair. I mean, look, for some people, that's what they like. I think you need to have conversations with your partner early on or, in a respectful way, not in a manipulative way. This was, I feel like you can't make any other choice. So, haha. Like, what are you going to do now? Hey, Joshua Tree, how are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Knight of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune. And the Four of Wands in the reverse. Oh, color me shocked. So you've probably heard me say this before. I'm sorry if it's repetitive, but do yourself a favor and don't wish ill upon others. Now I know, sometimes it's difficult. Maybe someone done you wrong and you'd really like to just, get back at them. And maybe it's like, hey, well, I didn't do anything. I didn't take the petty revenge that I wanted to, Carmen. I just said things about them. Still wouldn't do it. I still wouldn't do it. Because this is someone who's learning the lesson that sending that negative energy or speaking ill of you, wanting bad things for you, is somehow coming back on them. Maybe it worked for a little while and they were over here, gleeful, like, yes, get fired. But that doesn't last. And again, I say, I feel like watching Craft should be required movie. Required watching. I don't know. If you wish people healing, that means they acknowledge what they did wrong. You can't heal from something, or you can't become a better person if you're completely unwilling to be accountable, right? So if you wish healing upon others, at least you got, then you'll figure out what you need to change and you won't hurt somebody else, right? Let's put it in that frame. Hello, is it Tile? Hello, AE. I think everyone goes through dark times, Hello, Man-Made. How are you doing? I certainly hope that you're able to fulfill that. There are a couple songs with my name in it. I know there's a Lana Del Rey song. But yeah, not exactly the most common name. Hello, sweet name. How are you doing? So we have the Chariot. Things are going to start to move very quickly for you. And for those of you that have felt like you've had to do everything on your own, you're also going to have unexpected help. At the very least, you're going to have unexpected entertainment while you're doing the work. If you have to do all your landscaping yourself, there's going to be, I don't know, a free concert a block away. You know what I mean? There's something here where it's things get easier. You don't feel like the entire weight of the world is on your shoulders anymore, or that you have to do everything anymore. Maybe you find a roommate, maybe you find a romantic partner, but things start falling into place in a much better way for you, and it's upsetting this person because they're like, wait, I was sending you negative things. I was wanting you to be sad and alone and broke, and none of those things are true right now. What is going on? Like, why? Why is it not working? Eight of Cups, King of Cups, and the Ten of Swords in reverse. For some of you, this is literally tied to changing your zip code. For others of you, you threw away something this person gave you. For others of you, this is just making those changes happen, even though it felt difficult. They did not do enough to make you feel like you were incapable of making change or bringing about a different situation for yourself. So 5 of Cups, 10 of Wands, you're not in that stuck, stagnant energy. You're not feeling hopeless. You're not looking around and feeling like everything's in the gutter like they wanted you to. Instead, you're feeling like you've overcome something and things are starting to change for the better. Stay in that mindset because there's more abundance or positive news coming your way. This is the Situations deck. Hello, Jayanta. How are you doing? Crickets, silence, non-action, negotiator, bargaining, begging, and karmic, third-party relationship lesson. They really want you to be learning a lesson, but it is their lesson that is being learned right now. They thought that they could do something to make themselves feel better by seeing you not happy or not able to move forward. And now what they're realizing is they haven't really got any control over the situation. If this is someone who paid for spell work, if this is somebody who paid a person to like not do their job, they're not going to get the answers that they want. You know, hey, I want a refund, this didn't work, or hey, I need you to do like 10 more spells on this person. They might hear, no, I think we're good on that. Frustration, irritation, like, why can't I mess with you? I want you to be having money issues, and instead you've got some good offer. Why are you over there smiling when I want you to be crying? So we've got receipts. There's something that is concrete. Maybe it's something that's posted to social media. Maybe it's just what people are saying about you. But this hater of yours is hearing that things are, in fact, moving forward in a positive way for you. And it makes them upset to know that their efforts are not working out. You're protected. Can't touch this. Do you have your hammer pants? Some of you are going to be too young for that joke, and you're going to be like, what does that mean, Carmen? You're going to take it the wrong way. I just know it. MC Hammer. Okay, youngins? Just look it up. I don't know. Maybe you want the pants. Maybe you could pull them off. Like Ted and the red boots. Or cowboy boots. Were they red? I think they were red. So we've got insatiable, unquenchable, wanting more, and grip. Anchor, chains, weighed down. So they feel like they should be able to do more. They feel like they should be able to ruin your day or ruin your month or ruin your year. But what they're finding out is now they don't have money to pay for spell work, or now they need to work overtime in order to make sure they can pay the bills because they called in sick too many times. They're going to have to turn their attention back onto their own situation. And it's upsetting to them because they thought that they were going to be able to keep you in this place where you were not comfortable, where you didn't feel like you could move forward. Yep, exactly. All right. Let's get a few from A Gamer's Ways. Hello, XWX. How are you doing? What else do we have? Hey, what's up, girly? I hope you're having a good day. What else do we have? Level up. You've reached a level in the game where you're in a position to really assist other players with their strategies. You've put a lot of time into optimizing your build, and others may be looking to you for guidance. You may end up having an opportunity to help others raise their vibration or make changes in their life that get them out of toxic connections or social circles because you have already figured it out. It's like you get to the top of the ladder and you're turning around and you're like, hey, how can I help you? Did you know there's a ladder here? Did you know you can make a change here? You're going to help people. A good conversation is the result of good judgment. Being able to hold attention for both emotion and context leads to more positive outcomes for all involved. If you're facing a decision, you likely already know the best answer. So you figured it out. You got out of a difficult situation despite everyone, or at least this hater, feeling pretty confident that you were going to be stuck like it was an escape room. And there are going to be others that are in a situation like that that you could potentially help. Oh, I hope things are improving for you. Hello, Abdul. How are you doing? The thief. The thief isn't necessarily evil, but they do tend to work for self-serving reasons. Their niche skills can prove to be useful if you make a friend of one, but they can often cause conflict amongst party members. Here's that toxic energy, right? So you're moving away from dealing with this, even if it's more than one person. And it's starting to show you that things are easier in your life when you're not dealing with folks that want to see you fail. I know, it's a shocker. So let's hope we get that unexpected income card or sudden wealth. We've got courtship. Okay, I'll take that too. I did mention I think there's going to be abundance for you and more than just finances. I do feel like you're about to meet someone. We've got the thoughts card. I think this is the individual who is thinking a lot about you. You may have figured out how to take the energy they send you and transmute it for your own good. But I also feel like you know 100% who this hater is. If you don't now, you soon will. We've got mature woman. I feel like this is your energy. Even if you are not a woman, this is talking about your maturity. You've learned a lot from this situation and you're not easy to bait. If someone's trying to get you in an argument, you're like, thanks, but I think I'd rather eat cheese. And we've got main male. With child and sudden wealth. So this main male, mature woman, this is your energy, okay? You're focusing on what you need. This is why we don't focus on gender, right? Because it's two conflicting genders. But we have someone who's taking action, realizing that they need to make decisions that are good for themselves. In some cases, this is somebody who's saying, I need to do right by what is best for my children. But the maturity that you are exhibiting right now is making someone nervous because they really felt like you were going to be stuck and not know how to handle things. They felt like you would be immature. Some of you are making these changes because of your family. And there's that sudden wealth card. So I'm telling you, money is improving for you. And so is the romantic part of your life. Aw, thank you, James. Can I pull a few cards for you, James? And let me know if you need recommendations. I have my favorites. I might actually change 2 of the scents. We'll see. Hello, Vishal. How are you doing? I assume that means, Vishal, I can do a general reading for you or a random card pull. You let me know if you have a specific question, and thank you for the tip. Hello, Just Jokes. How are you doing? Sometimes they're impressive, right? Hello, Justin. How are you doing? We're going to switch to the personal questions. We've got Gabby up first, and then James, as long as he's okay with me pulling a few cards for him. Ronald, I'm sorry it's not your thing, but I'm going to ask you to be respectful. If it's not your thing, just keep moving, okay? Go find something that's awesome for you. But I do wish you a good day. Good day. So we've got Gabby up first, and then Vishal would be after James. Sounds good, Vishal. So for Gabby, we've got, I'm not going to use the last name, but I'll use the first initial, Gabby. Is Alejandro entertaining other women aside from Gabby right now? Yes? The Hierophant. Why the Hierophant? Chariot in the reverse. There's something that seems to be problematic in terms of how he views the connection with you. What is the problem in his mind? Ace of Pentacles in the reverse and the Page of Cups. This is someone who likes to make offers but may not have like the commitment energy here. So is he struggling with long term? Moon in the reverse, Wheel in the reverse, and the Two of Cups. To be honest, I don't like this energy. I do, which is sad because Alejandro is one of my favorite names to say. This is like someone who promises things, makes offers that they can't really deliver on. So there seems to be a bit of like faking energy, or I can charm you into it. So is he actively pursuing other connections? It does look like he's putting himself out there. I don't think he's been, I don't think he's been following what he feels he should. But with the King of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups, okay, hold on. Is he trying to use this as like a reason to get people interested in him? Okay, so he likes the attention. He wants the attention, but I don't know if he's actually doing anything physically. This seems more so like I want the flirting. I want to know that I'm wanted, but I'm not necessarily like, okay, let's meet at this hotel at 6 o'clock, right? It's the attention. But with the Six of Cups in the reverse, it's like trying to, you know, get a gallon of water, but the only tool you have is a colander. It's not going to work. Yeah, so non-committal energy, even though I do think that there's a desire to do something differently, I don't know. It's like I need to do some healing on my own before I can really have that commitment energy, right? Oh, I'm sorry you feel that way, Ronald. I'm going to put you in a little baby timeout. Look, you might end up enjoying the channel. There's some awesome people in the live chat, but if it's not your thing, just move it on, okay? And thank you. I always get nervous, but thank you, Sarah. You did tell me I could use your name. Any guidance on what I need to know? I've added that for you. Thank you. And Gabby, remember that you deserve to be treated well. You deserve to be respected. This could be one of those things where maybe you just need a little bit of time apart, or maybe there's someone better out there for you. Okay, so did we ever hear from James? James, can I pull a few cards for you? I don't think you told me. James, I'm going to pull a few cards for Vishal. If you're still out there, let me know if you want me to pull some cards for you. I am happy to. We're going to use the Pulp Tarot for Vishal. What does Vishal need to know, please? What does Vishal need to know? Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Eight of Cups in the reverse. Two of Wands in the reverse. Sun in the reverse and the Six of Pentacles. So I do feel in short time frame, so maybe like within the next week, there's going to be something that unexpectedly comes back to you. This could be information. Someone says something to you and expects that you're the right person to hear that information, but you're not necessarily the intended recipient of that. This could be like mail getting returned and you notice something strange about it, or even a person that you haven't heard from in a long time sending you a message or calling you up. But with the sun in the reverse, I feel like this is bad news. So there's bad news that comes back around or, you know, somehow lands on your desk. And it's like, okay, now I have to do something to deal with this. I do think this has to do with money. Queen of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. But I also feel like you're able to deal with this. Tell me more about the Six of Pentacles. This is saying basically when you have this strange thing happen, when this information comes in, when you feel like something is off, be decisive. There's something that you're able to do to rectify this situation, but the window of opportunity to address it in the best possible way, it's not a long window, right? It's like if you had insurance on something that went missing, there's a window of time where you can file a claim and say what happened, and you have to follow certain steps. It's something like that. You do have to take decisive action, but you're able to rectify it. There's someone who had bad judgment here. They felt like they could take advantage, and I think it's going to go poorly. I feel like you're basically catching someone stealing or catching someone doing something maybe even semi-illegal, but it has to do with money. Yeah. So don't let it like ruin your whole day. You have a way to deal with it, but someone had a lapse in judgment, and I feel like you're able to come back, but you need to process things quickly. Yes, thank you for the likes and the subscribes. I appreciate that. Did we hear from James? Okay, I'm gonna just ask James next time I see him if he wants me to pull some cards for him. I'll put some stars around his name. Vishal, I wish you luck. I think you're gonna be able to handle this. It may, you know, be labeled as bad news, but I do think it's important for you to be able to have a stronger foundation going forward for the rest of the year. All right, let's see what we have for Sierra. This is the Tarot of the Nile. What guidance do we have for Sierra? You're welcome, Vishal. You too. Hey, Vomit. Do you want to be a little bit more respectful in the live chat, por favor? Exactly, Lemonade. What guidance does Sierra need? What does she need to know? We have the Queen of Swords in the reverse, Justice in the reverse. Someone's lied to you about something, but they're nervous about it. They feel like you're going to figure it out. Right now, it's like you're not asking questions or you've just accepted it as fact. But there's something, I feel like in the next 2 days or the next 48 hours, that's going to lead you to the answer. And you're going to be like, oh, okay, so you told me this and you like lied to my face. Star and the Devil in the reverse. The thing is, I feel like this is someone who lied not to be like manipulative or avoid consequences. It almost feels like this is somebody who had to lie because it wasn't their story to tell. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is like probably gossip. So you might find out that someone knew all along that another person was cheating or someone's going broke or someone's getting fired. And then when you look at them, they're like missing the shocked Pikachu face. They're like, oh, I kind of knew about this for a while. And we've got the Hanged Man in the reverse. So yeah, this is someone who knew something surprising was going to happen and did not tell you about it. They felt like they could not tell you about it, but they did have knowledge of it leading up to that. It's all right. It takes a little bit more than that to actually insult me or like impact my mood. Hello, Kevin. How are you doing? What are most crosses for? I don't use it to like eat. The cross is actually made from a pew from my grandparents' church, which I had definitely spent some decent time in as a child. But unfortunately, the church was bulldozed. And so they took some of those items from the church, including like the pulpit. And I have a piece of that as well, actually. And you were able to, yeah, purchase that. Hello, how's it going, Sophia? So, okay. Sierra, be cautious. I think it's going to be mostly a good thing that you get confirmation on this, but you might feel a little bit frustrated with this person for not giving you a heads up, right? Let's see. All right, y'all. I think I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping the video if you're able to. And I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.